What is going on, Summoners? We're back here today with another Champion Deep Dive. The Battle Realm just got a bit more sinister. Today, we're talking about Dr. Connors, better known as Lizard.
Right. One lizard!
Lizard's transformation has granted him a special healing factor, providing him immunity to poison and immunity to heal block while under the effect of a buff or unstoppable. When struck, he gains a regeneration passive, recovering 60% of the damage over 20 seconds. But guaranteed critical hits do not trigger this regen. When he's inflicted with an Incinerate or Frostbite effect by a skill champion, he loses one regen effect. And Lizard's regen rate can only be reduced below 50% by skill champions. Now, Lizard's Rending Claws grant all his attacks a 25% chance to inflict a Rupture debuff for 6 seconds. These have a max stack of 20. And when the opponent activates a special attack, for each physical or direct damage over time effect on them, he deals a burst of physical damage. This damage scales with base attack only. It also does not interact with debuffs from masteries, but also scales with the opponent's current power on activation of the special. Now, Lizard's personal ruptures have a 50% chance to be removed when they trigger this burst of damage. And striking a non-stunned opponent with a heavy attack pauses all personal debuffs on the opponent for 15 seconds. This effect does not trigger if the opponent was stunned during any of the heavy attack hits. Also, performing an intercept or punishing the opponent's heavy attack or special inflicts a tracking debuff for 10 seconds. This allows him to counter miss. Now, for each special attack hit that strikes, is blocked, or whiffs, Lizard inflicts a 20% retribution passive, lasting for 12 seconds for each bar of power spent. These max out at 4 stacks. And when Lizard is awakened, his retribution passives gain increased potency up to 25%, along with increased block proficiency and a 100% potency wither debuff while the opponent has at least 2 bars of power. When his special attack hits are dodged, he will not inflict his retribution passives. Additionally, these passives are paused during all special attacks. And while the retribution passives are within 6 seconds of expiring, the opponent is more likely to throw a special attack. Now, Lizard is buff immune for the duration of his own specials. And when he's immune to a buff, or when a buff on Lizard is nullified or staggered, he gains an unstoppable passive for 3 seconds, paused during his own special attacks. While this unstoppable is active, Lizard gains an unblockable passive and 85% increased attack rating. As an attacker, if Lizard is struck while unstoppable is active, it starts a 10-second cooldown. Now, on activation of the Special 1, Lizard gains a non-stacking Rejuvenate and 100% potency Fervor passive, both lasting 20 seconds. While Lizard's Rejuvenate passive is active, he gains 60% increased attack rating, and Lizard's Fervor potency is paused during the opponent's special attacks. With the Special 2, the final hit deals a burst of physical damage equal to 125% of all the damage the opponent has taken during their own special attacks, with the damage maxing out at 20 times Lizard's modified attack rating. And his Special 3 has this same burst, along with an additional burst of this physical damage equal to 55% of the damage the opponent has taken during their own special attacks. After either of these specials cause a burst of damage, this source of damage is reset. So, now that we know how he works, if you happen to run into a defending Lizard, be sure to remember that he's immune to heal block while under the effect of a buff, or while he's unstoppable, and he gains regen passives when struck by non-guaranteed critical hits. Only skill champions can remove his regen effects, or reduce his regen rate past 50%. And when using his special attacks, you'll take bursts of damage based on the active, direct, and physical damage effects on you. Now, let's see those scales in action in the champion rotation. To begin, strike the opponent to start building power and inflicting your rupture debuffs. Build to just under 2 bars and bait your opponent's dash to dex and trigger precision, then immediately launch your Special 1 to become buff immune and gain that unstoppable and unblockable combo. Now, combo into your striker to give yourself easy access to a stun-free heavy attack to pause all his personal debuffs and bait as many special attacks as possible to build up that burst. Continue striking the opponent to stack up those ruptures, and once you reach your special 2, bait your opponent's dash and dex. Then immediately launch and watch that massive burst of damage destroy their health bar. Now, keep in mind, if you have other buffs on you for any reason, there's less emphasis on dexing into your specials. So, Lizard really loves those Mystic champions who place buffs on you as a defensive trick. And hey, if you need a little extra juice, build Lizard up the same way as before, but use his special 3 instead to gain even more burst damage at the end of the attack, and just admire that giant burst of red damage at the finale.